Life will teach you a hard but necessary lesson. No one is your friend the way you expect them to be. People will smile with you, talk with you, even walk with you for a while. But when the weight of your struggles presses down, most will step back. And that's when you realize you've been leaning too much on others instead of building yourself strong enough to stand alone. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Stop thinking someone will carry your pain for you. Stop depending on people who have their own battles to fight. If you put your life in the hands of others, you will live at the mercy of their moods, their choices, their convenience. Understand this: true strength is not found in the crowd, but in the moments you face the fire alone. The world respects independence. The world respects resilience. The world respects the one who refuses to quit, even when no one is clapping for them. When you stop expecting loyalty, stop chasing validation, stop needing approval, you free yourself. And that freedom is the foundation of power. Build yourself so strong that people's absence does not break you, and their presence does not control you. Self-reliance is not just a word. It is the backbone of personal freedom and power. Too many people live their lives waiting for someone else to validate them, to support them, to show up for them in ways they should already be showing up for themselves. When you depend on others for strength, you give away your control, because the moment they decide to walk away, your world collapses. But when you learn to stand on your own 2 feet, when you understand that your journey is yours alone, you begin to build an inner foundation that cannot be shaken. It is easy to lean on people, but it is dangerous to build your life around that crutch. Imagine if every time life gets difficult, you needed someone else to carry you. What happens when no one shows up? What happens when the crowd disappears? You must develop the kind of inner power that doesn't require constant reassurance, the kind of discipline that doesn't need an audience, and the kind of belief that doesn't break when no one else believes. Self-reliance means looking in the mirror and knowing that everything you need is already within you. It means taking responsibility for your choices, your mistakes, your dreams, and your future. It means refusing to wait for a handout or an opportunity to fall into your lap, because you have already trained yourself to create one. You become unstoppable the moment you stop waiting for someone to push you and start pushing yourself. You become unbreakable the moment you stop expecting people to carry you and start carrying yourself. And when you master self-reliance, the presence of others becomes a blessing, not a necessity, because your survival, your growth, your success no longer depends on whether someone chooses to stand beside you. It depends solely on you. Do you want me to now expand key point 2 fists in the same long, powerful style? Every person you meet in life is carrying their own invisible weight. They smile, they laugh, they talk, but behind all of that, there are struggles you may never see. People fight silent battles: fear, stress, loss, financial pressure, broken dreams, loneliness. And when you expect them to carry your problems too, you place a burden on shoulders already heavy with their own pain. That is why so often, when you reach for help, you find silence. It is not always because they don't care. It is because they are fighting for air in their own storm. Depending on people to save you is dangerous, because most people are still trying to save themselves. They may promise you loyalty, they may speak of being there, but when life tests them, they are forced to choose their survival before yours. This is why you cannot anchor your strength in others. If someone helps you, be grateful, but never make it your foundation. Understand that human beings are limited. They get tired, they get overwhelmed, they get distracted. Sometimes they disappear not because they want to hurt you, but because they simply don't have the energy to carry both their cross and yours. When you recognize this truth, you stop resenting people for stepping back, and you begin to take ownership of your own journey. You realize that your life is too important to hand over to the weakness or struggles of someone else. You become wiser, stronger, more grounded, because you finally see that everyone is just trying to make it through their own battles. And the moment you stop expecting them to fight yours, you free yourself to stand tall, even if you must stand alone. Do you want me to continue and expand key point 3S in the same deep motivational style? The greatest weakness a person can have is the constant need for validation. When you live your life chasing approval, you are no longer living for yourself, you are living for the applause of others. And the truth is, no matter what you do, someone will disapprove. No matter how much you give, someone will say it's not enough. When you let that control you, you become a prisoner of opinions. One day people praise you, the next day they criticize you, and your emotions rise and fall like a ship tossed in a storm. That is not freedom, that is slavery to perception. To break free, you must learn to detach your worth from the crowd. You must look within and know, with unshakable certainty, who you are, what you stand for, and what your mission is, regardless of who claps or who walks away. Validation is temporary, but self-belief is eternal. If your confidence depends on likes, compliments, or recognition, then it will vanish the moment silence arrives. But when your confidence is built from discipline, resilience, and the knowledge that you gave your best, no voice in the world can strip that away. Stop performing for approval. Stop begging for acknowledgement. Stop shaping your life to fit into the small expectations of others. The only validation you truly need is the quiet respect you earn from yourself when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to compromise your integrity, and when you refuse to shrink your vision just to make others comfortable. When you master that, you walk with a different kind of strength, the kind that cannot be broken by rejection, cannot be moved by criticism, and cannot be inflated by shallow praise. You rise above the noise because your worth was never in their hands to begin with. Do you want me to now expand S, key point 4-6, in the same strong, lengthy motivational flow? Strength is not built when everything is easy, when people are around to comfort you, when support is always within reach. Real strength is forged in silence, in solitude, in those nights when no one answers the phone, when no one checks on you, when the weight of the world feels like it is crushing your chest, and yet you refuse to collapse. Those are the moments that shape you. When you face your battles alone, you discover who you truly are. You realize that you can endure more than you ever imagined, that your mind can stretch further, that your spirit can burn brighter even in the darkest night. Solitude forces you to face yourself, your fears, your weaknesses, your doubts, and instead of running, you learn to stand still and confront them. And every time you do, you walk away stronger. People often believe strength comes from having others hold them up, but that is borrowed strength, and borrowed strength does not last. The kind of strength that cannot be shaken is the kind you build when there is no one to lean on but yourself. When you come through trials alone, you gain a kind of confidence that no praise, no applause, no recognition can give you. You know you survived not because someone carried you, but because you carried yourself. That power is permanent, and that power changes everything. Because once you've proven to yourself that you can rise without anyone's hand, you become unstoppable. You no longer fear loneliness, you no longer fear abandonment, you no longer fear the silence. You embrace it because you understand that solitude is not emptiness, it is the workshop of strength. Do you want me to also expand S, key point, fellas of Sarah's, with the same powerful and lengthy style? Freedom is found the moment you stop expecting people to be loyal, to stay forever, to show up exactly the way you imagine. The truth is, when you build your happiness on the presence of others, you chain yourself to their choices. If they leave, you break. If they fail you, you crumble. That is not freedom. It is captivity disguised as connection. Independence means standing in your own power, not because you don't care about people, but because your soul is not tied to their actions. When you stop expecting loyalty, you stop giving others the ability to control your emotions. Their absence no longer destroys you, and their presence no longer defines you. You walk lighter because you no longer carry the weight of expectation. You love people without clinging. You appreciate them without demanding. You enjoy their company without needing it to validate your existence. That is true power. When you stop needing, you start choosing. You choose who belongs in your circle, who deserves your time, who adds value to your journey. And even if they walk away, you remain steady because your strength was never rooted in them to begin with. Independence gives you freedom of mind, freedom of heart, freedom of spirit. It allows you to pursue your goals without waiting for permission, to move forward without hesitation, and to dream without apology. And once you taste that kind of freedom, you will never again allow yourself to be imprisoned by the expectations of others. You will understand that the most loyal companion you will ever have is yourself, and when you master that relationship, you become untouchable. Would you like me to expand key point 6 now in the same deep and lengthy motivational tone? No one in this world owes you anything, and the sooner you accept that truth, the stronger you become. Too many people live with silent expectations, expecting support, expecting loyalty, expecting love, expecting others to step in and ease their journey. But life does not work like that. People are not obligated to carry your pain, to invest in your dreams, or to rescue you from your struggles. When you believe they should, you set yourself up for disappointment, frustration, and bitterness. Freedom comes when you release that belief and understand that your life is your responsibility. Every step forward must be earned by your own effort. Every victory must be claimed by your own persistence. Every lesson must be learned by your own experience. When you stop waiting for someone to give you opportunities, you begin creating your own. When you stop expecting someone to motivate you, you become your own source of fire. When you stop blaming others for not being there, you discover the unshakable strength of self-accountability. The world does not owe you success, happiness, or comfort. It only gives you the raw materials of time, talent, and choice. What you build from that is entirely up to you. Once you embrace this, you are no longer a victim of abandonment, betrayal, or neglect. You no longer waste energy wishing people had done more for you. Instead, you pour all of that energy into yourself, into your craft, into your vision. And the irony is, when you stop expecting from others, you start to attract the right kind of people. Those who choose to stand with you not out of obligation, but out of genuine respect. That is the beauty of owning your life. No one owes you, but you owe yourself everything. Do you want me to now weave all 6 expanded points into one seamless, full speech so it flows like a powerful motivational talk? So when you walk out of here, remember this: life is not about who claps for you, who stands beside you, or who promises to never leave. Life is about who you become when the crowd disappears. It's about how strong you stand when the ground shakes. It's about the fire you build within when no one else is there to light it for you. Stop depending. Stop waiting. Stop expecting. Everything you need is already inside you. And when you rise with that truth, you will find that you don't need the whole world to believe in you, because you already believe in yourself. And that belief, that unshakable self-reliance, will take you further than any hand that ever reached out to hold you. Walk strong, walk free, and never again let your destiny depend on anyone but you. Would you like me to also give this entire speech a short, punchy one, line closing like a powerful mic drop statement that leaves the audience deeply moved? Stand alone, stand strong, because the only hand you can always depend on is the one at the end of your own arm. want me to give you three more variations of such powerful closing lines so you can pick the strongest one.